Ivan Rus and established a state called the Golden Horde, with the Rus princedoms as their vassals. The Mongol Empire quickly fractured into smaller khanates, allowing for the growth of more powerful states such as Poland, Lithuania, and the Grand Duchy of Moscow. By 1480, both states absorbed much of the Golden Horde, becoming more rivals with each other than with the Tatars. By 1547, Moscow had become a regional power, with Ivan the Terrible being crowned the first Tsar, the Russian word for Caesar. After all, they did see themselves as the spiritual successors of the Romans, and the last remnant of Orthodox Christianity. Debatable. Ivan also renamed the state Russia, after the Rus who inhabited it. In 1580, Russia conquered the Khanate of Sibir, marking the first time Russia had expanded east of the Ural Mountains into Asia. The Russians renamed the mysterious new land Siberia after the Khanate it conquered. And do you think they stopped there? Well, spoiler alert, no. In 1601, the Russians faced a succession crisis as the beginning of the time of troubles. The country was in anarchy and in danger of being absorbed by Poland. Up to 1 in 3 of the population.
Hello everyone, myself Bhakti Khandekar. I am from Group 102. Here we all will present a short info on the rise of Moscow state. My topic is Ivan III the Great. Ivan was born in Moscow in 1440. He came from a generation of Moscow's Grand Duke. He was the son of Vasily II. In order to secure his son's succession, Vasily declared Ivan co-ruler at the age of 6. 10 years before his father's death, Ivan participated in all dealing and political matters. He was an experienced prince with a strong character, and he had the capacity to deal with complex governmental questions at the age of 22. In 1470, Ivan held a war against Novgorod, which he conquered and annexed in 1478, and acquired all of northern Russian part from Lapland to the rural mountains. He also forced Alexander I, the ruler and king of Poland, to give up his towns, and Ivan became the gatherer of Russian land and tripled the territory of his state. Ivan refused to pay the tribute to the Mongols' horde. The Mongols did not have the strength and will to respond. The horde's last Khan Ahmed made a token attempt to make comply, but the two armies just stood opposite and never fought. After his first wife, he was later married to Zoe of Byzantine, who later took Orthodox name Sophia. She had great influence on Ivan. In 1497, he took Russia's emblem, the double-headed eagle, which was a Byzantine symbol, and granted Sophia's request for Italian architects to rebuild Moscow. During his reign, the Russian state gained independence from the Tatars. He also made Moscow the center of Russia by increasing its border, and therefore he earned the name the Great. Thank you for listening. The next topic will be continued by my friend Bhavika.
Hello everyone, my name is Bhavika Paryani and I am from Group 102 and my topic is Ivan Fyodorov. Ivan Fyodorov was one of the fathers of Eastern Slavonic printing. He was the first known Russian printer in Moscow and the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth. He was also a skilled cannon maker and inventor of a multi-barreled motor, and he was born on 1510 Grand Duchy of Moscow, and he died on 5th December 1583 in the Ukraine. And he has done the education of Zaglion University, and he is considered as one of the founding fathers of book printing in Russia and Ukraine. He was a fervent and all in a likelihood self-sacrificing idealist with a vested interest in a history of Russian book craft. Owing to his high intellect and diplomatic literary talents, thus outstanding in lighting, was accomplished expert in numerous trades, as well as man of broad vision and a great presence. Fedorov played an important role in the promotion of literacy and Eastern Orthodox concept unity and introduced a high level of content, design, and craftsman into his profession. Historians still find it difficult to depict that Ivan Fedorov's complete life story, judging by the printer's own statement in his publication. And by his patronymic, he came from Moscow and was the son of certain Fyodor. It is generally assumed that he was born around 1510 or later, with no exact data on his date and place of birth. Some historians believe that he was born in Russia in Moscow or in Novgorod about 1520. But however, the genealogical interpretation of his was a coat of arms and the Berlin king of Rogoza may suggest relation to his claim that Ukraine and Polish families belong to it. According to some sources, he came from the little town of Pichkochi at the border of the modern Minsk and Brisk region in Belarusia. The first Russian print shop was founded in about 1553 in Moscow, apparently on the initiative of Sylvester, a priest at Moscow, Annusian Cathedral, and possibly Ivan IV, the Tbilisi confessor. In 1553, Ivan the Terrible issued a decree and considering the construction of a printing house in Moscow. Later, it was called the enormous typography as it never produced any complete books and won several sample pages. In 1556, document city the name of Marusha, a book printing master Fedro may have worked with him at a fast and adopted certain printing method. However, it is known for sure that he later organized a similar enterprise upon the initiative of Tsar Ivan IV the Terrible himself. But what in fact promoted the establishment of both print shops was the Kaiser of the Kazan and by Russia in 1552 and 1556 respectively, and hence an urgent need for a large number of liturgical books to be used in newly built churches in order to Christianize the conquered peoples. At the request of the Tsar, the King of Denmark sent a specialist to assist, but when the typography finally started working in 1563, it was fully managed by Ivan Fudro. On return of law from the long travel, Ivan Fedorov fell ill and passed away on 5th December 1583. He died a pauper in no position to deal with promissory note. After his death, his shop went to his love dominion Brotherhood and original book designs by until the early in the 19th century. The chronicles state that Ivan Fedorov was buried in the Saint Honor's Monastery in Ivan. His friends put on tombstone with an inscription that reflects profound respect of his contemporaries of his personality and his creative legacy. Lone Fedros the Moscovite, a book printer who renewed the neglected printing with his effort, wished he would rise from the dead, a printer with his theory to unknown books. The first and the most famous monument of Fedorov was erected in Moscow in 1909. Thank you. And my next topic will be continued by my friend Ellen. Thank you.
Hi guys, I hope you are having a nice day. I myself, Alan Sebastian from Group 102, and I'll be talking about Ivan IV the Terrible. Well, Ivan IV was born on August 25th, 1530, and died on March 18th, 1584. Let's talk about his childhood. If Ivan did not become immediately became known as a terrible. Ivan was a long-awaited son of Ulasi III. His father died when the boy was only 3, and Ivan was proclaimed the Grand Prince of Moscow. At first, his mother, Yelena acted as a regent, but she died when Ivan was 8 years old. Ivan saw her replaced by a group of noblemen fiercely fighting for power. Treated with respect in public but neglected in private, he was growing up lonely and often humiliated by his mighty regent. Abuse, violence, and murder were in a commonplace in the palace. It's believed that Ivan's miserable childhood largely explains his hatred for nobles and later repression against them. He was smart and a keen reader. Early on, Evans started dreaming of unlimited power. In 1547, aged 16, he was finally crowned Caesar of all Russia, the first ruler to officially assume the title. The young ruler started out as a reformer, modernizing and centralizing the country. He revised the law code, created an elite standing army, and introduced local self-management in a rural region. The first printing press was introduced in Russia, and trade routes were opened. Then Ivan also pressed to turn his country into a military heavyweight back in the Tatar army represented and devastated in Russia's northeast. In 1552, Ivan crushed the Tatar stronghold of Kazan and then the other one in Astrakhan. Then yeah, one of the Moscow's most one of the Moscow's most famous landmark is reminder of this drive to expand Russia's border. This campaigns began like to expansion in Siberia and annexing a large population and turning Russia into a multi-ethnic and multi-religious state. Thank you, and that's all. Next will be continued by my friend Rishikesh.
Hello guys, myself Rishikesh Mohite. I'm from Group 102, and my topic is Saint Basil. So, guys, Basil of Caesarea, also called Saint Basil the Great, was the philosopher of Caesarea. Physio of the Great was the bishop of Caesarea Mazaka in Cappadocia, Asia Minor. He was an influential theologian who supported the Nicene Creed and opposed the heresies of the early Christian church, fighting against both Arianism and the followers of Apollinaris of Laodicea. He was Laodicea. He was born on 330 AD at Kayseri, Turkey. In addition to his work as theologian, Basil was known for his care of the poor and underprivileged. Basil established guidelines for monastic life, which focus on community life, liturgical prayer, and manual labor. Mm. Together with Pachomius, he remembered as a father of communal monasticism in Eastern Christianity. Basil's rule implied vows of ch- chastity and poverty, similar to these set down in Western monasticism. At a later time, Basil attached to the monastery along with opportunities for testing the students. Possible vocations to the religion life. Saint Basil Cathedral in Moscow is named after the saint. Cathedral was completed in 1561 to celebrate Russian victory over the Khanate of Kazan. Its official name is the Cathedral of the Intercession, but it's most commonly known as Saint Basil's Cathedral. The exterior of the cathedral was made to look like brickwork. Each era left its trace on the cathedral's architecture. After a fire in 1595, the churches were decorated with onion domes, which echoed their present day vivid colors only in the 18th century. When Saint Basil died on August 2nd, 1552 or 1557, the Saint Macarius, Metropolitan of Moscow, served his funeral with many clergy. Ivan the Terrible himself acted as pallbearer and carried his coffin to the cemetery. He is buried in St. Basil's Cathedral in Moscow. Okay. Thank you, guys.